After 14 years in online business, I hit a point where I completely lost myself. Faith, identity, purpose, all of it. But something changed recently and it's led to the clearest vision I've ever had. In this video, I'll share what really happens behind the scenes, what's shifting in my life and business, and how now I'm building something mission driven for freedom, family, and faith. If you're new here, or maybe you followed me for a while, I've been in this online space for almost 14 years. I've built a multiple six-figure affiliate business, I've retired my wife, and I work from home around my kids. But I haven't always shared the full picture until now. So over the last 14 years, I've done it all, I've seen it all. I got started in the online industry in a network marketing company, which in the beginning, it was great. I had some success on there, made some great money. But then, I felt disillusioned with it. And I went and tried a bunch of other things. I did cryptocurrencies. I had a traditional business that I ran. I also had an ad agency. And then I ended up finding affiliate marketing, which was a complete game changer, which is just promoting other people's products to be able to earn commissions. I had a lot of success in that, and it's still a big part of what I do in my business. But then I wanted to start getting into, creating my own products, having my own program. And I ended up partnering with a couple of friends. With one of my friends, we did amazing. I had my first $100,000 day. That launch ended up closing $300,000 in total, but it didn't end up feeling right for both of us. And although, we did great with it, we parted ways, still great friends. And then I launched another program, still with yet another friend. And even before we launched that, we decided to close, to part ways. And in the midst of all that, right, different programs, a lot of things that have made me money, some that have lost me a lot of money. One of the things that drove me in everything I did, a lot of it was to help other people, but the biggest driving factor was just making money, right? That was the first priority. And I'm telling you now, when you're chasing just money, it's not fulfilling. And in the middle of all that, I lost who I was. Although I wouldn't admit it back then, but now I realize that at some points, I made money my master. And even though I was deep into personal development, and I still am, I love it, I thought I didn't need God. So I ended up walking away from him, even called myself an atheist. Now, this isn't a conversation about Christianity or religion. I just want to share my story as to what I've been through. So the problem was that I didn't even know who I was or what I was building anymore. Just that I was tired of doing business without a deeper purpose. And when there is no purpose, you just end up going in so many different directions. I try to find fulfillment in food, alcohol. I try to escape the world with movies, TV shows, and I even went down the news rabbit hole. I really got into politics. So just understanding how it all works, left wing, right wing. And honestly, even though I try to convince myself that there was fulfillment in that, all I felt was fear, scarcity. And as much as I try to lie to myself that I was being part of a community by watching all these political commentators, it just did not bring me any fulfillment at all. But eventually something clicked. I realized that all these things that I've been doing, they weren't bringing fulfillment to me. And with a lot of changes that had been happening in the world, and some of them that still are out there, that it was even impacting my family and my kids at schools, and beliefs that have been instilled, or the world's trying to instill into kids, I realized that I really need to come back to God. Because in hindsight, the most fulfilled I've ever been in my life was when I had a relationship with him. And again, this is not a religious topic. And with that, I found clarity, vision, and the desire to build something that actually helps people create freedom without the fluff. And coming back to God and started going back to church with my wife, with my kids, it's been incredible because, I've realized now that building a business, you have to align that with your values and a mission. And when you do that, it is so much more fulfilling than just chasing money, right? And if you're wanting to start an online business, because you want money, because you need money, maybe because you're in debt, that's totally fine. We all start there, but eventually we have to get to the point where, we transcend that, and we start stepping into building a business that's aligned with your values and even with a mission. In fact, even if you're starting a business from scratch, I would still recommend to be able to align that from the beginning, even if that money is still a driving factor for you. For me, I'm building everything around 3 core values now: freedom, family, and faith. Because this isn't just about money anymore, it's about legacy. Personally, it's about aligning everything I do, including my life and my business, with God, but also showing to my family that life truly is much more fulfilling when you have a relationship with God, when you have a purpose, and when you have a mission that is also rooted in, true healthy principles. And third, it's about helping people to break free from the 9 to 5, step into purpose, and create a life that they don't need to escape from. And that's where my new community, Freedom Fighters, come in. You'll be able to see it there on the screen. And you know what? It's not just a community, it's an identity, it's a movement. And you better believe I'm going to be talking about it a lot moving forward. So right now I'm working on something new. In fact, it's something that I've been asked for over a decade to do. For the first time, I'm creating something truly meaningful under my brand, with my own framework to help everyday people start online, even with no product, no tech skills, and no paid ads. So if you've been wanting to earn income online, but maybe you feel overwhelmed, this is for you. So I'll be sharing more about this in the next few days. So if any of this speaks to you, make sure you're subscribed and watching. Oh, and there's also a waitlist open right now. No pressure, but if you want early access, that's where it'll happen. Just type in waitlist in the comments or check the link in the description. Now, this isn't just a comeback, it's an alignment. And I can't wait to walk this next chapter with you. Thanks for watching. And if you have any questions, please let me know. And if you want something to watch next, this video is pretty cool.